Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the gymnasium here at Milford High School as Milford TV is happy to present coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics. Once again, this is Tim Coet on the call as we get set to open up tournament play. The MIAA playoff tournament has arrived, and your Milford Lady Scarlet Hawks volleyball team gets set to open up a first-round matchup at home here tonight against the visiting Tantasqua Lady Warriors. Milford finished up the regular season with a very impressive 13-5 overall record. They went 11-5 within Hockomock League play. It was the fourth best record in the Hockomock this season, and that ended up earning Milford the number 6 seed in the Division II Central bracket of the MIAA tournament and giving them an opportunity to play their first playoff game here on their home floor, getting set to take on the Tantasqua Lady Warriors. Tantasqua, part of the Southern Worcester County League in the Western Division. And Tantasqua was able to win that division. It is a 3-school division. They finished up their regular season at 11-8. They went 8-3 within their league play. The Southern Worcester County League, much like the Hockomock League, split into 2 divisions. The Western Division, which Tantasqua was able to win over Southbridge and Bartlett Junior Senior High School. And then also in the Eastern Division resides Millbury Junior Senior High School, Grafton High School, and Oxford High School. So Tantasqua, again, coming in with an overall record of 11-8, earning the 11th seed out of the 13 teams that made it into the Division II Central bracket. And so 2 talented teams as we enter into playoff volleyball. And for Milford, very excited to be making a return trip to the playoffs after just barely missing out on a playoff spot a season ago, coming up just 1 win shy, but back in the tournament and ready for what they hope is a very long playoff run. Well, we are excited to bring you the first round of this MIAA playoff tournament tonight. Again, it is Milford taking on Tantasqua. We will have the start of set number 1 when we come back next. Stay tuned to coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics right here on Milford TV. And welcome right back inside the Milford Gym. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the playoffs to get underway here in Milford. The number 6 seeded Lady Scarlet Hawks against the number 11 seeded Tantasqua Lady Warriors. It will be Tantasqua serving first. The ball is in the air, and this playoff match is underway as the serve is delivered long. The ball served out by Lauren LaFond, a junior on this Tantasqua squad, but the first point of this playoff match goes to Milford. And now their senior star player, Ali Zagami, is first on serve for the home team. Popped high in the air from the back row, but delivered back over. And Reichert, the hard smash from the left side, is answered in the front row of Tantasqua. Just snuck over the net, but Valenzola is able to return it. A longer volley here now early on in the match, set up by Allie Collins again for Reichert. And that drops down in front of the back row. Kaylin Gabbery tried to dig it out, the senior for the Lady Warriors. A long rally, but the point goes to the Lady Scarlet Hawks. Another serve in the air. Nice dig that time for Tantasqua by Samantha Gleason, but it goes out into the crowd. And that will go as an ace for Zagami. Milford trying to seize control of this match early. Taking a 3-0 lead in this opening set of round 1 of the playoff tournament. The next serve in the air from Ali Zagami. This one handled cleanly by Gabbery in the back row. And stuffed in front, the block by Jillian Valenzola. And the head coach for Tantasqua, Samantha Beaudry, not liking how this match has opened up. Milford on a 4-0 run to start it. And that is how the playoffs have gotten started for the Lady Scarlet Hawks. Again, we mentioned it, Milford 13-5 overall on the regular season. They closed out that regular season a little over a week ago. It was 8 days ago that Milford played their last match back on October 26th against the Sharon Eagles. On senior night, Milford was able to dominate a 3-0 win. It finished off a 3-game winning streak to close out the regular season. And Milford ending the year in second place in the Davenport standings. We mentioned it, the 4th best record overall in the entire Hockomock League. Coming in strong. Started off this match very strong as out of the timeout, Zagami continues to serve. This ball returned, but just over the back line. And Zagami stays red hot on her service game. Ball once again in the air, a low line drive serve this time, all the way up to the front row. But the violation up front for the Warriors, and a 6-0 run. 5 straight points on the service game for Zagami, who will just keep them coming. Dug out, that one sneaks over, but out. And right now, Tantasqua with no answer early on. Flip shot over the net. Collins will set it straight up in the air. Now Alves to the front. From the right side, it's Shirelli. Now straight ahead. Great block by Valenzola. Jillian Valenzola, who led this Lady Hawks team in blocks in the regular season. A tremendous one right there to make it an 8-0 lead. Guided over from the middle for Tantasqua. Now here's Reichert, blocked in front by Tantasqua. Collins will reset. And it looks like the violation will be called against Collins, and that will finally end a tremendous run to open this first set for Milford. 8 consecutive points. And 7 straight points off the serve of Zagami. And now finally the serve goes to the other side for Sabrina Bouchard. They'll set it up again for Reichert. This time it glances off that front row tandem of Lindsay Zach and Ellie Dupree. Kelly Reichert getting the kill. And now it will be Jane Schuler on serve. And off the hands of Kaylin Gabbery, one of the 2 captains, sent over towards Tantasqua's right side, but it could not be handled. And already up to double digits in points for Milford. Now right to the back row. Tantasqua had to play it. That was going to land in. Players from the bench calling it out, but Kayla Fortuna knew that would land on the court. She had to play it and ends up ricocheting off her hands and up against the back wall, and Milford's dominance continues. Fortuna able to handle that one cleanly. The Tantasqua libero. Now a nice dig by Zagami. She sends it right back over the net. Now from the right side, Schuler has the answer. Collins the high set for Kelly Reichert. And another kill for Kelly. The Lady Hawks absolutely locked in set number 1, up 12-1. Another serve from Schuler. Fortuna from the back row. Now the flip shot over in front. This time set up for Shirelli, and Shirelli gets the kill as Tantasqua was frozen on the other side. Kaylin Gabbery again victimized by Milford, and she will head to the bench. And now 4 straight points on the serve of Jane Schuler. Allie Collins, a nice move. Now Schuler will set it up cleanly for Kelly Reichert. She softly guides it over the net. Now the left side set up for Tantasqua, but they fire it into the net. Tantasqua finishing their regular season with some momentum, winning their final 2 games of the regular season, but right now cannot find momentum in this playoff match with Milford. They finally get a break there as the setup for Kelly Reichert was offline. She couldn't handle it. And now the service game for Lindsay Zach ends before it begins as her first serve collides right in the center of the net. The Milford fans showing up in good numbers, many of them clad in red. A couple of creative looks in the stands tonight, and these Milford fans very much enjoying what they've seen in this first set. Now here's the first serve of the night out of Lauren Zarangian. They'll set it up on the left side. It gets past Milford's front row, but Zarangian comes up to play it. Now Reichert's hard smash is answered. And some miscommunication up front, but Tantasqua was able to get it over. Now here's Reichert again. Matched on the back row, but the infraction, the double hit on the Warriors side of the court. Zarangian serve again, popped straight in the air. Softly sent over by number 8, Amanda Burns, but out on the near side. 17-2 in the blink of an eye. More from Zarangian, hard serve that time with 2 hands. Tantasqua sends it over courtesy of Ellie Dupre in the front row. Now the hard hit to the back row and deflected off into the crowd. And we will see another timeout called by head coach Beaudry on the Tantasqua side as Milford has erupted for an 18-2 lead in this opening set. Looking to take a lead early in this playoff matchup. It is Milford and Tantasqua in the first round of the MIAA playoff tournament right here on Milford TV. Many of the freshmen and JV players in the stands for this playoff matchup tonight, leading the crowd in a cheer. Many of the JV players wearing Milford volleyball t-shirts that on the back say, "We're back in the playoff tournament after a brief absence," and looking to get back to the dominant ways that have been the history of this volleyball program. Certainly seeing dominance here in the first set as Lauren Zarangian continues on serve. Schuler from the back row, and now Reichert. Nice block by Tantasqua in front. They'll set it up again, and bad communication that time. That's one of the first blips on the radar tonight for Milford as Kelly Reichert and Lauren Zarangian collide, and it results in just the 3rd point of this first set for the Lady Warriors. And they will now send Ellie Dupree behind the line for the serve. And that just sneaks over the net. Dug out by Zagami, and Zarangian able to pick her spot in the back near corner for the kill. And now the junior Kelly Reichert on serve. From the left side, and that is out just long. And there is the 20th point of this first set, 20-3. Reichert will keep it going. And that goes as a double hit in front. Tantasqua just looking for answers. Milford looking to seal the deal on this first set quickly. They are now just 3 points away. Reichert collects the ball behind the line. And now the serve deep to the back row. Set up high on the left side. Now here's Zagami from the left side for Milford, and the cross-court shot touches down just in bounds. Zagami with the kill, Milford's kills leader in the regular season. Now from the middle, Jane Schuler answers it on the backside. Here is Zagami. Now the flip shot and handled by Zarangian, but off her hands awkwardly and not playable for her teammates. And so 23-4 as the serve flips back over to the Tantasqua side. Serves have been at a premium for the Lady Warriors in this first set. But there's an ace. That caught Reichert a bit by surprise. The serve by Amanda Burns, a junior. And now Schuler has that one go awkwardly off the hands, hits her in the face, but she's able to stay with the play, and Milford gets the kill, and now set point as Milford is up 24-5. And the junior libero, Kyra Alves, looking to close out set number 1. Popped straight up, narrowly missing the basketball hoop. And Tantasqua able to return. Zagami a hard hit. Now straight up the middle by Jillian Valenzola, and that kill will seal the deal in this first set. Flat out dominance for the Lady Scarlet Hawks. They claim set number 1, 25-5. They make a huge statement in the first set of this opening round match in the MIAA tournament. The two teams will flip sides of the court, and we will be back for the second set next as you enjoy coverage of the Lady Hawks volleyball team in the MIAA tournament right here on Milford TV. We are ready to go with set number 2 of this playoff matchup between Milford and Tantasqua, the first round of the Division II Central playoff bracket. Milford now attacking from right to left across your screens as the captain, Allie Collins, gets the second set off to an inauspicious start. Her serve travels into the netting, and that will send it over to the Tantasqua side. Milford opened the first set on an 8-0 run, but Tantasqua able to claim the first point of set number 2, but Milford immediately able to answer back. Now here is Zagami, her first serve of the second set, and it's an ace. Zagami with 7 consecutive points on her serve in the first set. Part of that dominating start. Milford started off on that 8-0 run and never looked back, claiming the first set 25-5. And another stuff in front. Jillian Valenzola really bringing her A game to that front row so far tonight. And now this one pops straight up in the back. Nice effort out of Amanda Burns, but no way for Tantasqua to return it. Milford now opening up a 4-1 lead. As Zagami's serve continues, this sent all the way to the front row. Popped over, and now Collins sets it for Reichert. And Reichert quickly able to answer back again. Tantasqua keeps it alive, and now Collins sets it for Shirelli, and off the hands of Burns and out. And Stephanie Shirelli, the senior, gets the kill. Coach Zakili, such high praise for this varsity team and what they were able to accomplish in the regular season. Players stepping up into major roles without a lot of experience in previous seasons. As now here's Alves, and underhanded Reichert's able to deliver it over. A hard smash absorbed by Zagami. Now it's set up for Reichert and dug out nicely on the Tantasqua side. But Milford will end up with the point after the double hit for the Lady Warriors. Coach Zakili talking to me earlier this week saying none of these players on the varsity team have any experience in the MIAA tournament. And a bit of a question mark how they would react once they got here. Well, so far they have passed the test with flying colors, now opening up a 7-1 lead after that ace by Zagami, already her second of this second set. So after that serve was delivered long, we'll see Emily Zach send it over for Tantasqua. Here's Valenzola. And they'll rule the point in Milford's favor. Looks like the infraction called on Samantha Gleason. With a 6-point lead now, here is Schuler. Sinking liner of a serve from Schuler, and answered nicely by Tantasqua. They get the kill. Milford right now with Stephanie Shirelli, Juliana Tracy, Allie Collins, Kelly Reichert, Allie Zagami, and Jane Schuler on the floor. As this high serve is handled by Reichert, it'll end up clearing the net. And played awkwardly on the left side by Tantasqua. That ended up in the rafters off the hand of Sabrina Bouchard. Bouchard, along with Kaylin Gabory, are the captains of this Tantasqua Lady Warriors squad. Here is Lauren Zarangian. Nice dig by Lindsay Zach. With two hands, they send it back over to the Milford side. Here's Brianna Croto, the senior. And Lauren LaFont could not return it. Milford now with that lead exploding once again. They're up 10-3, and Tantasqua is forced to call yet another timeout. We will take the timeout as well. Milford up a set, and they are up 10-3 here in set number 2. Continuing their dominant effort in this first round playoff matchup here on Milford TV. After the timeout, the serve continues for Zarangian, and she will come through with an ace. Eleven to 3 now, Milford leads it. Ball in the air from Zarangian. They'll set it up for Gabory. And Tantasqua gets the kill. Not a lot of Tantasqua fans in the house. It is a bit of a drive. Tantasqua Regional High School located in Fiskdale, Massachusetts, about an hour west from here. Nice move in front by Juliana Tracy. But Tantasqua keeps it alive. Zagami comes up to play it. Now Reichert to the back row. Now softly hit, and Tracy could not save it this time. So Tantasqua able to get their 5th point, which of course matches the total amount of points they were able to come through with in the first set. They trail Milford 11-5. Here's Croto with the attack from the left side and the kill. You see more of Reichert from behind the service line. And blocked in front this time by Juliana Tracy. Coach Sakili talking about the importance of Juliana Tracy along with Jill Valenzola in the middle of that front line this season. with a 13-5 lead. That ball returned by Tantasqua, but out on the far sideline. Milford expands the lead to 9, up 14-5. With two hands guided over by Gabbery. Now here's Zagami. Nicely played. And back by Lindsay Zach, but another double hit leads to Milford's 15th point. And Reichert settling into a groove now on serve. This one played by Schuler. Now Zagami with another kill. Ali Zagami led the Lady Scarlet Hawks with 175 kills in the regular season. That was also good for 6th best in all of the Hockomock League. From the left side, it's handled by Schuler. Now here's Zagami. The initial block in front. And after the officials confer, they award the point to Milford. A couple of the Tantasqua players looking for the explanation from the judge up top. But it's a 17-5 lead now as Reichert continues her red-hot service game. And the double hit again, and a lot of faces on the Tantasqua side continuing to look to the bench for answers. This one sent to the back row and cleared over by Schuler. Returned, set down right on that back line. It was in, ruled in. And that will go as a point for Tantasqua. Coach Zakili immediately off the bench to give some words of advice to her team after they allowed that ball to get too far behind them. Wanting to make sure her team stays completely focused in. Up 19-6 as now Milford goes back on serve with Kyra Alves checking back into the game. And popped over awkwardly by Tantasqua. Valenzola thought she had the easy spike, but fails to clear the net. Immediately looks to her coach, knowing that she misplayed that ball. Here's a nice dig by Kyra Alves. Now from the left side, from Lauren Lafon. Now a good dig by Kelly Reichert. Zagami sets it up. Zarangian back to Zagami. The front line taking a little heat off of that attacking shot from Zagami. And ultimately Tantasqua able to play it back over the net, and they get the kill. So we're seeing some better play out of Tantasqua here in the second set. They still trail 19-8. Zarangian sets it up for Croto. Now the flip shot could not get over that tandem of Croto and Valenzola. Croto again, the hard smash, but answered by Tantasqua, but this time the block and the spike for Valenzola. She gets the kill, and Milford goes up 20-8. As we'll see some substitutions. Croto to the bench, Allie Collins back out onto the floor to take over the serve. The dig by Kayla Fortuna. Now it's the libero for Milford, Kyra Alves. Zagami, and that just stays in. Tantasqua bailing on it, but that was clearly in. Collins will go right back on serve. Reichert with the dig. Now Zagami. Played well by Gabori in the back row. Collins again, this time for Valenzola. And that is in for the kill. Jillian Valenzola ended the season third on the Lady Scarlet Hawks with 85 kills. Gets one there to put Milford up 22-8. And the serve continues once more for Collins. Collins ended the regular season just 2 assists shy of 300. Good play by Valenzola again. After a tough feed, now here's Shirelli. Collins setting it up cleanly for Zagami, but answered by Sabrina Bouchard. But the Lady Warriors can't get it back over the net. And Milford closing in now on a second set victory. And Collins sees that one glance off the top of the net. It does not clear. So 23-9. As we'll see the serve from Samantha Gleason. Here's Valenzola, but a little too much on that attacking shot. Goes beyond the back line. So Gleason will continue now. Kyra Alves with that one, catching her a bit by surprise, but Milford's able to return the shot. Now Collins, a nice setup for Zagami. Somehow Tantasqua is able to respond. Now Zagami again takes a little off that shot. Back up the middle. Delivered by Lindsay Zach. She gets the kill. So the Lady Warriors fighting back here late in the second set. But this time the serve from Samantha Gleason is too long. Brings the score to 24-11. And another set point. Milford looking to take a stranglehold of this match. Here's the serve from Zagami. Can Tantasqua save it? Instead, it's fired into the net by Gabori. And that is all for set number 2. A better effort out of Tantasqua, but in the end, Milford is able to claim victory 25-11. And they take a 2-0 lead in this round 1 matchup in the Central Division 2 bracket of the MIAA tournament. It is Milford with the 2-0 lead over Tantasqua. We will have the third set in just moments for you here on Milford TV. Once again, we welcome you back inside the Milford Gymnasium, continuing our coverage of the Milford Lady Hawks volleyball team in the 2016 MIAA tournament. Milford has a 2-0 lead over the visiting Tantasqua Lady Warriors. And Tantasqua able to get that one past the dive of Kyra Alves to claim the first kill of this third set. Milford winning set 1 25-5. A dominant effort, and then a strong victory for Milford in set 2, which completed just moments ago, 25-11, Milford winning the second set. And they now look for the sweep to move on to the quarterfinal round. Here's Collins setting it up for Zagami. She blasts it over the front row, and Tantasqua cannot return. Whoever moves on from this match tonight will already know their opponent for the quarterfinals. Neshoba Regional High School receiving a bye through this first round. They are waiting in the quarterfinals for either Milford or Tantasqua. That game likely would take place this coming Tuesday on Election Day, November 8th. And it would take place at Neshoba Regional High School. But before we look ahead to the quarterfinals, still business to attend to here tonight as Tantasqua is able to open up an early 3-1 lead. This is the largest lead they've had. They briefly had a 1-0 lead in the second set that was quickly erased, and Milford did not look back from there. Here's the setup for Kelly Reichert, and that stays in the near corner. That breaks the early string for the Lady Warriors. As now Jane Schuler checks back into the game to take over on serve. Milford with Tracy, Reichert, and Lobiser in front, with Zagami, Collins, and Schuler. Here's Lobiser getting her first playoff work in. And no whistle after that ball deflected off of the basketball net. Looked like that was, the officials were going to allow that to be played if Tantasqua could have returned it. Instead, they let it drop to the floor. Milford ties it at 3. Tracy tries for the stuff, but gets some bad luck on top of the net as that ball rolls over onto the Milford side. And Tantasqua able to establish a 4-3 lead, going back on serve. And a serve from Lindsay Zach. Reichert, hard attacking shot, but it is answered. This time they'll try Lobiser on the right side, and her shot gets blocked. We're seeing a little more energy and fight out of Tantasqua early in this third set, and it's working out in their favor. But this time Zach's serve does not clear the net. Brings Milford back to within a point. They trail 5-4. Now back on serve is the senior captain, Lauren Zarangian. Of course, Zarangian, along with Collins and Ali Zagami, the 3 captains that have guided this team all season long, helping change the culture of this team back to a culture of winning. As Milford gets the kill to even the scoreboard at 5. Milford, one of 8 Hockomock League teams to make it into volleyball's second season. Here's Zarangian to the left side. Reichert's shot gets blocked. Milford regroups. Zagami sends it over the net. Waiting for it to come down was Sabrina Bouchard. And again, we'll see Reichert, this time getting it over that front row. But a nice dig and a return. And a good volley, and this time a little flip shot for Reichert, and changing up the timing for that front row of Tantasqua paid off as Reichert gets the kill. A hard-fought point that time for Milford. Tantasqua making it much tougher on Milford in this set. They've found a new level of comfort out on the floor after 2 very tough losses in the first 2 sets. But Milford now taking a 7-5 lead. More from Zarangian. These red-clad Milford fans hoping to cheer on a sweep in this first round match. An ace that time for Zarangian as she keeps it going. Out of the Davenport division, Milford in the playoffs, joined by Canton, North Attleboro, and Stoughton. And in the Kelly Rec side, King Philip, Mansfield, Franklin, and Oliver Ames all making it into the playoffs. So 8 of the 12 Hawk teams making it into the tournament for volleyball. An impressive statement. And that kill for Tantasqua breaks up the string for Zarangian. And Ellie Dupre now will take over the serve. Milford with a 2-point edge, up 8-6. As this serve travels back to Jane Schuler. And Schuler will deliver it over the net back to Dupre. Now here's Reichert. Lets it fly to the back row. Zach was able to initially dig it. But the point awarded to Milford, and Reichert will continue her serve. middle, easily handled by Milford. Now they'll set it up for Juliana Tracy, who flips it softly over. Now Zarangian with the dig, returned on the left side by Zagami. Now Schuler for Zagami, and Ali will get the kill. Off the fingertips and out. Milford now increasing the lead to 10-6. Met by Reichert. Now here's Zagami. Nicely played by Lindsay Zach on the back row. Now Reichert hard straight into the hands of Dupre. Now a good dig, sliding effort by Schuler. And it looked like that was Kelly Reichert who found an empty spot on the floor. Milford takes advantage, increasing their lead to 11-6. And we'll see the timeout taken on the floor in the midst of this third set action. Milford entering their playoff run on a 3-game winning streak. Tantasqua finishing the regular season with 2 straight victories. We mentioned all of the teams from the Hockomock League who have entered into the playoffs. Mansfield, North Attleboro, and Oliver Ames all operating out of the D1 South. Mansfield will host Bishop Feehan in their first round matchup. North Attleboro will take on Bridgewater Raynham, and Oliver Ames will take on Whitman Hanson. Out of the D1 Central East, it is King Philip who gets a bye through the first round. They will face either Newton South or Charlestown in their first matchup. Franklin will, as we speak, I should say, Franklin taking on Shepherd Hill in the D1 Central West. Stoughton out of D2 South is set to take on Dennis Yarmouth tonight. And Canton, who also participates in this D2 Central bracket with Milford, they get a bye through this first round. They will take on the winner of Nipmuc Ashland at a date and time to be announced. Back to live action, Zagami with the miss hit. And that will give Tantasqua the point. We talk about Canton. This Milford team, the players and coaches alike, were not shy to talk about Canton heading into this playoff run. The earliest that Milford could possibly face Canton, if things work out, would be in the semifinal round, as Shea and Zarangian get all kinds of tangled up in the front row. They're able to return, but ultimately Tantasqua gets the point. Shea Murray getting some action in this third set, trying to get on the same page with her teammates. There's Zagami with a hard attacking shot. And that ball delivered over, and they'll say that was in. That was close. Milford reacted immediately as if it was out. It looked very close from our broadcast setup here behind the scorer's table. It looked like it might have been just beyond that far sideline, but not a definitive view from our vantage point. With Tantasqua starting to close the gap, Milford puts a stop to it, getting a kill. And so just to finish the point about Canton, both head coach Linda Zakili and many of these senior players said they are hoping for a third matchup with the Lady Bulldogs in this playoff run, feeling like they turned the corner in their history against Canton by claiming a set in what ultimately was a 3-1 loss in the two teams' second meeting in the regular season. But Milford will need to make it to the semifinals, as will Canton, for the two teams to have a chance to square off. And what a matchup that would be of two quality Hockomock League opponents. We'll see if it happens. Still not even out of this first round match yet. Milford with the 2-0 lead, up 13-9 here in the third set. As Alves has the sliding effort, Zagami returns it. And the infraction on the Tantasqua side leads to the Milford point. Kyra Alves out to make another serve, and it falls shy of the net. The serve now by Kayla Fortuna. The Tantasqua libero to the back row where it's met by Kelly Reichert. Now Zagami, and Fortuna able to dig it. Now sent over by Samantha Gleason. There's Zarangian. And Shea Murray again struggling to communicate. Tantasqua with issues up front, allowing Milford to get their 15th point of this third set. And we'll see the substitution now as Kate Lobuser comes back into the game. Both Zarangian and Murray head to the bench. A 15-10 lead, and the serve goes to the senior captain, Allie Collins. Here's Alves now for Zagami, but Zagami sends it far beyond the back line. Close to Hannah Nero, one of our student cameramen helping out for the game tonight. One of two sideline cameras we have going for this playoff volleyball matchup. And a brief pause in the action as Samantha Beaudry, head coach for Tantasqua, checks in at the scorer's table with one of the officials, but now set to resume with Lauren LaFond on serve. Here's Valenzola. That's popped straight up. Two players go a long way to get it. And Tantasqua able to return. A nice play. They'll have to do it again. Can they make it a second time in a row? And the timing just off up front. Lindsay Zach looking for the flip shot, but jumped just a bit too early. And that ball was beyond her reach, but a couple of athletic plays on the Tantasqua side of the floor. Now Zagami on serve. Here's Alves. Softly sets it up to Collins, who delivers it to Jill Valenzola. Some of those hard attacking shots from Valenzola tonight have been a little bit too strong. 16-12, Milford leads it. Here's Collins to Zagami. And that's handled by Kaylin Gabary. Blocked in front by Valenzola. Tantasqua keeps it alive. They just get it over the arms of Valenzola and Lobuser. A couple of diving attempts for Milford. And we see the score tighten up again. Just a 3-point lead now for Milford. Valenzola gets stuffed. And the violation up front for Tantasqua gives that point to Milford. Sabrina Bouchard called for the infraction. And Tantasqua again voicing some polite disagreement with the officials, but we play on now with Schuler on serve. Bit of a reverse pass attempt there by Ellie Dupre. But she couldn't clear the net and could not get it to her teammate Lindsay Zach. Now an 18-13 lead for Milford. Hard one-handed attacking shot by Kaylin Gabary. Now Reichert's shot goes over the front line, but returned. And the Lady Warriors get the kill. Tantasqua has not let Milford run away with this third set by any means. Just a 4-point Milford lead, up 18-14. The serve from Lindsay Zach. Now here's Collins to the back row. Milford able to close ranks just in time to stop that ball from dropping down onto a bare spot in the floor. Now Reichert pops it over the net. Here's Collins for Tracy, and Tracy nearly had the kill, but Tantasqua able to get it back over, but eventually Milford gets the point. A couple of players sprawling out on the Tantasqua side. That play was briefly out of my line of sight with the official on the near side blocking, but somehow that ball got popped back in the air. Tantasqua returning it, but again, Milford able to get the point. Now Bouchard sending it to Jane Schuler. Now here's Tracy. Tracy trying to blast it past the front row. Another diving play by Fortuna. Tantasqua sends it into the net. Getting into the late stages of this set now. Milford getting their 20th point. Can Lauren Zarangian go on a run and deliver a playoff victory? Here's Reichert. Good quick hands by Gleason, but that ball ends up out of play beyond the far sideline. A serve away from Zarangian into the hands of Lindsay Zach. Now Reichert's shot gets blocked. Played well up front by, looked like Gabbery, who was able to pop that ball right back down in front of the front row of Milford. Now it's Dupre on serve. And Schuler places that perfectly. The diving attempt by Dupre, but Schuler gets the kill. And once again, we'll see the serve from Kelly Reichert. Nicely played. Gabbery again in front for the Lady Warriors. Now the captain, Bouchard, will go on serve. This ball travels nearly to the Milford bench, but Shirelli goes to get it, and Milford's able to return. Now Schuler with the dig. Zagami to the back row, and this one will careen off into the Tantasqua bench. The Lady Warriors can't get to it, and that ups it to a 23-16 Milford lead. They're just 2 points away as now Kyra Alves will take over the serve. The left side shot. Alves digs it. Now Zagami. Played off the front line, but Milford gets back into position, and Shirelli gets another kill. Shirelli with a couple of nice plays late in the set. And Milford now with match point, 24-16. And the Milford fans start to get loud again, as does the bench. The serve away by Kyra Alves, answered by Bouchard. Returned back over. Zagami trying to keep it in, and it's in just inside the far sideline. And Zagami gets the kill that seals the set and the win for the Lady Scarlet Hawks, 25-16. They're able to win set 3, and Milford enters into this first round of the MIAA playoffs, and they sweep their way to victory over the Tantasqua Lady Warriors. Milford came out in the first set on fire on an 8-0 run. They ended up dominating that first set 25-5, and that ended up setting the tone for the match. We saw better efforts out of Tantasqua in the second and third set, but they just could not put together a run to get them over the hump against Milford. So despite the 8-day layoff for the Lady Hawks, they come into the playoffs looking like they are firing on all cylinders. So they advance to the quarterfinal round where they will match up against Neshoba Regional High School. Again, in a quarterfinal matchup we believe will take place on Tuesday evening at Neshoba Regional High School. And so that is when Milford will play again, so they'll have a couple of days off for practices over the weekend as they get ready for the quarterfinal round of this Division II Central playoff tournament. What an exciting game here tonight. And I'd like to thank our crew on hand to cover this playoff action tonight for Milford TV. Our director for tonight, as always, our executive director, Rob O'Keefe. Our camera operators, Malcolm Zale, John Giacomuzzi, and Hannah Nero. And I am Tim Coette. Your final score one final time in this first round of the playoff tournament. Milford defeats Tantasqua Regional High School 3-0. This has been a presentation of Milford High School Athletics here on Milford TV. So long, everybody. I am here with head coach Linda Zakili. Linda, quite a way to start out this 2016 playoff tournament, a 3-set sweep, including just a dominating effort in that first set. What did you see overall out of your team tonight?
Total team effort. I mean, I felt like we had very few unforced errors. All of our hitters performed and capitalized on good sets, and they all had their share of swings. Our defense played phenomenally. I mean, I really can't just pick out one person or two people. It was a total team effort, and I mean, I thought that offensively we were phenomenal, and we dug pretty much everything that was sent our way. So I couldn't be more pleased with the performance tonight.
When you and I talked earlier this week, you had mentioned that no one on this varsity roster had any playoff experience coming into this season. You managed to come out in your first playoff game on an 8-0 run, and you really never looked back from there. Were you surprised to see that level of ability out of your team right out of the gate, for them to be that locked in right from the get-go?
Well, considering they don't have the tournament experience, I was a little bit unsure of how they were going to handle a tournament, you know, their first tournament. But we scrimmaged LS the other day, which is they're a great program, Division I, and we scrimmaged with confidence, and I think it helps that we had a home court advantage, obviously. I think the best thing was that we made some smart decisions, we didn't make a lot of mistakes, and everybody was able to put the ball to the floor, which makes it hard to defend.
Talk a little bit about Neshoba. That's your next opponent coming up. It looks like it's going to be a Tuesday matchup. What do you know about them? What do you know about their abilities heading into that matchup?
I don't know a lot about Neshoba. I mean, now I'll go make a few phone calls, see if I can find out some information about them. I don't feel that the schedule that they play is quite as competitive, or ours is a very challenging schedule. Let's put it that way. For us in the Hockomock. There are very few weak teams. Everybody's looking for the win. So I think that our schedule probably preparing us more than Neshoba's schedule, but we never take a team for granted. Anybody can beat you on any given day, and if you don't bring your A game, it can happen to you tomorrow, just like that. So, I mean, that's what I tell the girls all the time. People are not going to lay down and let you win. You need to bring your A game, or they're out to beat you. And I'm just happy to be going to the next round. Even though we're on the road, we're playing the number 3 seed. I'm thrilled. I couldn't have placed the team in a better position, seeding-wise. We get another shot if we make it through this next round at Canton. They're the ones that beat us out for a league championship. So it's all kind of fallen into place, and now it's pretty much up to the girls. They've worked hard all season. The last couple of practices we've brought it to the next level. I just think that it's a total team effort at this point.
Well, again, just an absolutely dominating victory here tonight. We'll look forward to seeing the team in the later rounds, but in the meantime, enjoy this one tonight. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I am joined now by senior captain Allie Collins. Allie, a 3-set sweep in the first round of the playoffs. How did you feel coming into this matchup tonight?
Oh, this feels amazing. We were pretty confident, but it's a playoff, so the competition is going to be harder. But we came in with a 3-0 sweep, and we're going into next week very confident about what we can do.
None of your players on this varsity team had any experience in the playoffs, and yet you guys came out in the first set on an 8-0 run. You ended up winning that first set 25-5. Were there any kind of jitters heading into this first playoff game?
Yeah, we were all pretty nervous. We were like, we can't mess up. This is our shot, and we proved the hawk falling this year. We've gone against our reputation, and we're doing it again in playoffs. We're going to show a lot of people what we're made of.
It looked like Tantasqua was making some adjustments to you guys in the second set and particularly in the third set. What were they doing to narrow that gap in the third set?
They put new people in new positions based on serves. They kind of paid attention to where we were going, adjusted, but it was nothing we couldn't handle. We still came out with the win.
You guys have looked so comfortable at home this season, but it looks like you could be on the road maybe for the rest of the playoffs, certainly for this next round as you head to Neshoba. How do you feel now taking your effort out onto the road?
I think we'll be fine. One gym's the same as the rest.
Certainly enjoy this win tonight. We'll look forward to seeing what you guys can do in Neshoba next week. Congratulations, Allie.
All right, thank you so much.